Hey guys!
Alright folks, we're here today to check out the latest video from Fleshgod Apolcalypse, a Bloodclock, not clot.
Oh.
No, they didn't go on a trip to Jamaica and make a song. That's not what happened here.
Bloodclock!
Nah, that's not what happened here. So they have
I love those Jamaican football...
patties?
Yeah, those two. But, as you can see. But, those football videos of the stand, someone's in the stands recording the game, and it's like, Bomba Clot! And they go crazy. I love those fucking videos.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Anyhow, and probably neither do you guys. But Fleshgod Apolcalypse has a new album coming out this August, and this is another single from that upcoming record. And this whole record is themed around the accident that Francesco had when he was mountain climbing.
Oh.
So the whole album is inspired by that tragic incident that, it could have been a lot worse than what it was. So everything about this record has that as its backdrop, if you will. So Bloodclock, you ready for that?
Yeah.
All right, let's check this out.
And the wind plucks a harp like my soul disappears. But I'm not dead yet. I can tame all the flash and before my eyes. I can handle with love in my arm and free. While my soul knows a shovel is stake in the grave. But I'm not dead yet. All I know is that a wall of desire today. On this wall I must fight. Through the night. But this words I command to remain to myself. I'm not dead.
God damn it, man. God damn it. By the way, I forgot to mention that we're going to be at Sarli Helveti in Tampere this summer in August, and they're playing there. They're one of the headliners. So, which I'm very excited. I mean, it's your first time seeing them live, isn't it? It's not my first, but and it won't be my last, God willing, and I'm not even a religious person. But I just feel like in those situations, you kind of have to say it. But anyhow, so I'm looking forward to seeing my friends in Fleshgod Apolcalypse there. It's going to be a great evening of music. In the flesh, in the bone, in the flesh, and
the apocalypse,
and all of their greatness. So I'm really looking forward to that performance there. I don't think the new album will be out by the time that they're playing there, so most likely you're going to get the singles out of the new record part of their set list.
Yeah, like
At least that's my assumption. Yeah, this and the one from before, Pendulum. I think it was Pendulum. So, this to me is actually a better single than that one. And I really like that one.
I really like this one, though. This one has a really good chorus. Like, I like the harp. That's pretty cool.
The orchestrations on this track are phenomenal.
Yeah, the overall orchestrations though really sell the track, and that chorus, "I'm not dead yet." It's powerful not only from his vocal approach and lyrically, but everything.
Knowing the backdrop.
Obviously, knowing the backdrop and everything
makes it even more powerful.
It's just so powerful. That was a lot of fruit punch.
Fuck, that was like a war show turned all the way to 11. Minus the jizz.
Imagine the aftermath of all that.
I was thinking about the instruments actually when I was watching this.
Same. Like the piano.
That piano, yeah.
It's like that's definitely like the throwaway shit, because there's no way it's like, oh yeah, my brand new guitar. What are we doing for the music video? Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Like, no.
I don't see anything wrong with this idea. No,
But
but
wrong with this idea.
but
they were probably red for like the next couple days.
Yeah, but I don't think you can do this video any other way. Him sitting in the bathtub, like full of blood, almost like he's draining into the bathtub, like his blood is being drained into the bathtub. Him seeing his own grave and digging himself out of his own grave, having the grave tombstone was the same that was at the top of in the ceiling of the whatever the thing they were, like almost like the Justine Chapel kind of thing. It was like the axe picks from like mountain climbing axe picks.
At the start, he's like covered in like rope and stuff.
Yeah, almost like if you're climbing and you fell down and you kind of get tangled and whatever. He also had one hand band-aided on, like I'm not sure if that's the one that he injured during that accident. So I mean, there's a lot of symbolism in the video, as it was in the previous one. Because in the Pendulum was about him getting caught and swinging and stuff like that. So both videos, like I said, the whole album is inspired by what happened. So you're obviously going to find a lot of symbolism, not only in the lyrics but in the music videos. And this one has a lot of it. I honestly thought that the three axe picks, that mountain climbers. That was really well done, because it's on top of it's as the rooftop of the chapel or whatever the place that they're in, and then it's also the tombstone. So I thought that was a nice way of using symbolism from what happened into the video as well.
Like the ropes
really well
and
done.
stuff.
Yeah, like the ropes that starts off. Like he starts off almost like he's in a swamp and he's tangled
on him.
and he has the ropes all over him. And like I said, his hand is wrapped. It's the only time in the video that his hand is wrapped. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah.
There's no other moment in the video where that is visible. It's only in that specific moment.
Well, I only looked at his hand in that part because he's taking off.
I know, but when he's digging
stuff
and whatever, you can see there's nothing there. So anyhow, I think the video is once again really well done. And for the blood, whatever the liquid blood,
that also
fruit punch, whatever.
If anything, that actually
adds a great visual. Though.
It does, and it also adds a lot of power behind everything. Like all the drums, for example, watching the cymbals with the. I always like watching music videos when like water's on the drums or sand,
because when you're hitting it, splashes.
Or like powder or whatever when you're hitting it.
Even when they were playing guitar, like the head banging and everything.
It gives a really cool effect.
I like it as well, and I think it works really well in this video. Now, for me, this video, outside of the sheer, still has a lot of pockets of melody. It's not necessarily a song that's like linear in its path. Still has a lot of melody in it, but it has a sheer brutality.
I was gonna say it's very brutal.
Once that harp is finished, Like it's like holy shit! It's
hits
just like
you.
it hits you.
It's very brutal
fucking
with
like
a
an avalanche.
symphonic undertone, but it's
Interesting.
It's very brutal.
Interesting about the symphonic undertone of this song. The orchestrations on this track, perhaps. I mean, I'm sure. I'm sure they've done this before. I'm almost 100% sure. But this one, for some reason, the orchestration felt very Italian classic opera. When I think about like an Italian storyteller, like in an opera setting, in that traditional setting, right? The way the orchestration sounded on this song, it had such a strong Italian aroma to it. It really played out as an orchestration that you would see in that kind of like a tragedy, an Italian tragedy, and they've had many. Starting with that Baggio missed penalty in 1994. So they've had quite a few. Yeah. So I feel like this song, I don't know why, but the melody of that orchestration to me screamed like Italian opera tragedy. It had that essence. Like when I think about that specific setting, when I think about that specific element, this sound to me just screamed that at me. And I'm sure they've had other songs like that had that kind of a flavor. I'm even trying to think of Mona Lisa if it had that flavor, and I don't think Mona Lisa had as much of that flavor as this song has. But in this one is really palpable. I think if you're Italian, or if you grew up listening to Italian operas and that kind of stuff, or if you're a fan of The Godfather, just like
Oh wow.
No, because the soundtrack of The Godfather, specifically the first one, is very Italian driven.
I would imagine.
I mean, like, I would. There's no way they were going to put some reggaeton on that fucking movie. So
definitely not.
Exactly. So anyway, I got that vibe more so in this song than any other song from Fleshgod Apolcalypse. I don't know if that's on purpose, because this could have been a huge Italian tragedy that happened on that day.
That's very
so
true.
I don't know if that's
on
what
par,
that is.
On par with the Baggio.
On par with the Baggio. I think even worse than the Baggio if you ask me. And if you ask Francesco, way worse than the Baggio. So I just think that may have played
if you ask him and he's like, no, it's not.
No, the Baggio was way worse.
The Baggio was way worse. Imagine.
I survived. We didn't. On the Baggio one, I mean. So, So anyhow.
I feel like he has a good sense of humor, so...
Yeah, but it's easy to have a good sense of humor now that it's all behind you.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure during that point in time, your sense of humor has completely abandoned you.
Yeah.
But anyways, like I said, this song has a sense of Italian tragedy to it, specifically coming from those orchestrations, which I thought were phenomenal. Now, I didn't know if we were going to get that operatic, clean vocals that we normally do. They came in smooth as silk. And added great texture to the overall song.
I like the kind of spoken word-ish vocals when he's singing.
Not really like operatic,
it's not
but
really,
more...
It's not like he was singing, really. It was more of, like I said, a spoken word. And then that was when he first said, I'm not dead yet. And
no, that's not what I was talking. I was talking about...
I know what you're talking about. Oh, you're talking about the female vocals now. Oh, I agree with you there. But I'm talking about his, like, when he did that...
When he went with the almost... Spoken word. I thought that was really cool.
I thought that was really, really cool.
I thought that was really cool because the song, from his standpoint vocally, is super aggressive. From the moment he comes in the song vocally, he never lets go. It's like...
That's the one time he lets go.
That's the only time like he pumps the brakes a little bit. It's almost like a moment of reflection. It's imagine when you're going through something and your mind is racing 100 miles an hour, and then there's that one moment of clarity where almost your brain, almost everything slows down to like a standstill, and your brain is moving faster than everything else around you. That's what happens
before, like, let's say I fell.
It may not happen.
Let's say I fall from great heights.
No,
right?
I think
the first couple of seconds, I'm not going to be screaming. It's going to be my life flashing before my eyes, and it's going to be that slow fall, and then finally that stops, and then I'm screaming.
I think you're missing the point here. I've never been in anything like this, and I hope I never will be, but I almost feel like people who've been in situations that they went through something very traumatic and they survived, there's a moment, there's a reason why they survived and perhaps others wouldn't in that same situation. It's because there's that one moment of clarity that your will to live is way stronger than what's causing you to possibly die. And to me, that moment of clarity in his voice was that inner thought and that inner conversation of not today.
Yeah.
Not today.
And then
This is
ending it
not
off with,
happening today.
I'm not dead yet.
Yeah, this is not happening today. This is not happening today. And if you talk to, like, I've watched a lot of documentaries about people who survive like incredible ordeals, either be like getting hit by an avalanche or whatever, like incredible, and all of them say the same thing. There's that one moment of time that you could easily panic, and if you had panic, you probably wouldn't have made it, because once you panic, you completely lose objectivity in terms of what should I do, what can I do, like, you know, all of you lose track of being objective in terms of what you should do, and I feel that that's what separates the guys who make it from the guys who don't, is that moment where you're able to almost pause everything, is like, no, this is not going to happen, I'm gonna do and all of that happens in a split second in your brain. But it's that survival instinct of, I have way too much to live for this to be what's going to take me out. And like I said, not everybody has that instinct in them, that survival call. Animals have it, because animals live on instinct. So if an animal gets trapped, like a wolf gets trapped, they have no issues in chewing their own leg out in order to free themselves. If you got trapped on something like that, it's like Saw. You would think 10 times before you chop your own leg off.
Yeah.
Most likely you end up dying from your injuries because you don't have the cojones to cut your own leg off. So animals have a lot more of that natural survival instinct, because that's how they, you know, they don't have the rationale that we do, so they act on instinct. We tend to rationalize things a little bit more, but when we're able to bring in that animal instinct within us and think of survival more than anything else, that's what separates those that make it from those that don't make it. If you watch any documentary, like the documentary of the guy who had to drink his own urine, they got caught for 127 days in the rock and whatever. Caught
about Bear Grylls.
No, cut his own arm off and whatever, like that.
Oh,
guy.
that guy.
If you, like, I saw a documentary about that. It's 127 days or whatever he was trapped. If you talk to anybody who survived like ordeals like that, lost in the desert, or like, you know, survived a plane crash and was in a desert island, all of them will tell you that there was that moment of clarity where.
What was that video that was viral?
Survival speaks louder.
There was that video that went viral for a while, where it was a guy who was skiing, like in the Alps and whatever, and he thought that what's it called? He thought that like where this edge was just like a ledge to jump off, and then it was more of the mountain. It wasn't. It was a ledge that just dropped him straight into like a field of snow, and he obviously he survived the whole thing, but there was that, I guess, that instinct that kicked in where he immediately, instead of like freaking out that he fell or whatever, he immediately like tried calling back up or whatever. He tried unbuckling his leg because he knew it was fucked. Like, instead of going into panic mode, he went into survival mode.
Yeah, but not everybody has that instinct. That's what I'm saying. So I think that's where that moment of clarity from his voice in the song comes from that own experience. At least that's my take. But in terms of her vocals, when she comes in, it's smooth as silk. The way she transitions into the song, the way she delivers is also not as operatic as we've heard from her before, which allows the song to remain pretty brutal, even though it has that pocket of clarity in it. So great single. Great song, great single. My opinion, like I said, I like the previous one, but this one is better.
This one's really good.
This song right now is in my top 5 Fleshgod Apolcalypse songs.
Definitely.
It's such a memorable track. It's just a really good song.
Memorable, but it's just so powerful. I mean,
powerful.
One of the most powerful.
Lyrically, musically, the orchestrations on this track are like outstanding, really outstanding.
One of the most powerful tracks I've heard before. Like, when it comes to emotion and everything within the song.
Dude, just to finish off this video, going back to what I said earlier about The Godfather, that the orchestrations on this song is that scene in The Godfather when he orchestrates the killing of all the people that he needed to kill in order for him to be the Godfather at the end of the movie, where he calls his shots and he has all of these people murdered at the same time so that he can take control. The music that was playing when all of those people are getting killed at different times, it had that Italian, aroma to it, and this orchestration has that same aroma. So that's it. All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching this video. We'll be back tomorrow with another one.
See ya.